Right now, back-to-back nights with crashes on East Washington Avenue, sending some to the hospital, others left asking, when will it change?
Also, better guidance on boosters. We got it late this afternoon, and we're asking some key questions. And
the silver lining to a statistic where one is too many. We'll explain how the pandemic impacted a certain kind of death in Wisconsin. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
It's like Saturday nights, Friday nights. It's just a racetrack, up and down, racetrack.
Frustration and fear from those who walk or drive along East Washington Avenue. That's where there were 2 more crashes over the weekend, sending at least 2 people to the hospital.
Our Brad Hamilton was told today whatever the city is doing to try to make it safer is not working. Brad is live tonight with more.
Yeah, Susan, that is exactly correct. From people that we spoke with here today, they're calling it an out-of-control situation on East Washington Ave, as the second reported crash actually happened right behind me here on Zaire Road, or near Zaire Road. Now, MPD is not telling us much right now about this accident, other than the fact that people were hurt. Now, with the first accident took place on Saturday night when the street racers blew through a red light, causing a crash that would send 2 people to the hospital and led one driver to potentially facing OWI charges. Now, remember, just about a week ago, police reported a person was hit and killed while walking on East Washington Avenue, the 6th person killed there this year. We got a chance to speak with a man earlier today who says that he saw the aftermath of last night's crash.
We're planning on people being responsible to stop things, then we're in trouble. Because people are just not going to be responsible. So we need to enforce rules. That's how you get people to be responsible. We need to enforce rules, and the stick usually works better than the carrot.
We've talked about this before, but the city does have an initiative program called Vision Zero, which is focused on East Washington Avenue as a problem road. Its goal is to eliminate all traffic deaths by 2030. Now, we did reach out to both MPD and the mayor's office for an interview for today's story, but neither was available. We're also going to try and get you updated stats on the amount of citations that have been handed out in the month of August, and coming up here at the end of September, we're going to try and get all of those citation numbers for you as soon as we hear back. Reporting live in Madison, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
All right, Brad, thank you. FITCHBURG police say they're looking for a gunman who shot a man during an argument last night. Officers say it happened about 8 last night on Eggeman Road, just off Fish Hatchery Road. Police say a 40-year-old man was shot after an argument at a party. Investigators believe the 2 knew each other. The victim was hospitalized with non-life-threatening gunshot wounds. No one has been arrested.
Authorities believe a woman found dead after a deadly crash in Douglas County is likely a missing Cumberland woman who hasn't been seen or heard from since earlier this month. 43-year-old Haley Anderson was reported missing on Friday. A statewide missing person alert says she was last seen on September 16th leaving a casino in Turtle Lake. Authorities say on that day Anderson went missing. She made a frantic phone call to a friend saying that her boyfriend had hit her. Officials say her vehicle, which was found today, was involved in a crash that same day in Douglas County. Authorities say a woman was found dead at the scene. That woman has not officially been identified, but law enforcement say they believe it is Anderson.
R. Kelly has been found guilty, convicted in a sex trafficking trial.
Today's guilty verdict forever brands R. Kelly as a predator who used his fame and fortune to prey on the young, the vulnerable, and the voiceless for his own sexual gratification.
A New York City jury of 7 men and 5 women found Kelly guilty on a racketeering charge. Kelly was accused of running a Chicago-based criminal enterprise that recruited his accusers for unwanted sex and mental torment. Kelly was also convicted of criminal counts accusing him of violating the Mann Act, which makes it illegal to take anyone across state lines for any immoral purpose.
A federal judge says the man who tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan 4 decades ago can be released unconditionally from the restrictions that he has been living under next year if he remains mentally stable. John Hinckley Jr. was 25 when he attacked the president. Jurors found him not guilty by reason of insanity. He's now 66 and has been living in Williamsburg, Virginia since leaving a Washington hospital 5 years ago. Hinckley's lawyer says he no longer poses a threat poses a threat, and a federal judge said that he will sign off on the plan this week.
Well, it's fall, but it still feels like summer out there. Your certified most accurate forecast now. Gary's out on the weather patio enjoying it. Gary?
Yeah, the temperatures are going to stay above normal through the end of the week and probably even into much of next week as well, although there'll be some rain chances as we head toward the weekend. Visible cloud track, hardly a cloud to be found anywhere across southern Wisconsin right now, and it looks like that trend will continue for the next couple of days. Low temperatures this morning in the dry air cooled off into the 40s to our north and west. Here in Madison, we dropped to the middle 50s. Janesville only bottomed out at 61, but right now temperatures are still pretty mild. Here in Madison, we're at 78 degrees, but Janesville's at 86. We've been in the lower 80s here in Madison over the last couple of hours. Dew point temperatures are in the upper 50s to around 60, but the air will dry out overnight. That will allow the low temperature to drop to about 51 by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow should be a mostly sunny and slightly cooler day with a high of 76, but the dry weather will continue for a couple more days after that. I'll tell you when our next chance of rain will be in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. President Biden rolled up his sleeve for his third dose of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine while pushing for more Americans to get vaccinated.
Boosters are important, but the most important thing we need to do is get more people vaccinated. The vast majority of Americans are doing the right thing. Over 77% of adults have gotten at least one shot.
Last week, the CDC endorsed boosters for seniors, medically vulnerable adults, and people with high-risk jobs like healthcare workers. And a little more than an hour ago, Wisconsin's Department of Health Services announced it supports the federal guidance to provide Pfizer booster shots to certain people. DHS says that includes those 65 and older, people living in long-term care, and those 50 to 64 with certain underlying conditions should all get the booster. It also added to that list people like teachers, first responders, and mail carriers who work in high-risk jobs. Public Health Madison, Dane County feels ready to start boosters for all of those folks immediately.
We have the supply. That's not a concern of ours, and we don't anticipate that being a concern. We have vaccine available. We have vaccine available if you haven't gotten your first dose yet. And we anticipate that we will have the supply that we need to get everyone their booster vaccine.
If you want to know more about booster shots and if you're eligible to get one, we have a list of the populations who can receive those boosters at channel3000.com.
In Wisconsin, 53.5% of the population has completed its vaccine series. And in Dane County, nearly 71% of residents are now fully vaccinated. Thousands of women are reporting a potential side effect of the COVID vaccine when it comes to monthly cycles. The National Institutes of Health is now launching a study to see if there is a possible connection. The research may also provide information for women concerned about the short and long-term effects of the vaccine on reproductive health.
How helpful do you think it is to do a study like this while there's such a push to get the COVID vaccine in general?
I believe that there's a certain percentage of people who are hesitant because they don't have enough information. And that's our goal, is to provide information and reassure people that whatever changes occur with the menstrual cycle are temporary and that they do not affect your fertility.
Researchers in the UK are also planning to study the possible connection after almost 30,000 reports of monthly changes.
A high-ranking Roman Catholic cardinal who was placed on a ventilator after contracting COVID-19 says his recovery is going slowly. Cardinal Raymond Burke, a vaccine skeptic, posted a letter on his website over the weekend saying he left the hospital back on September 3rd, moved into a home near his family. Burke says he's going through in-home rehabilitation, still suffers from fatigue, and has some difficulty breathing. He contracted the disease in August. His staff tweeted 6 days later that he had been sedated and was breathing through a ventilator.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi stood alongside mental health advocates today to announce the biggest part of his 2022 budget proposal, the construction of a new crisis triage center.
The Crisis Triage Center will be the single largest item in my 2022 capital budget. I'm including $10 million for site acquisition, planning, and development of the new facility that will help keep individuals out of the criminal justice system and directly link people to services customized to address the challenges they face.
The announcement comes as DHS releases new numbers showing the state of people's mental health during the pandemic. And as our Christina Laurie explains, the numbers, thankfully, are not as bad as some anticipated.
While we don't want to gloss over the fact that 861 people here in Wisconsin still died by suicide in the past year, according to data from DHS, that's only 11 more than the year before and nearly 60 less than the unfortunate record reached in 2017.
Mental health experts had feared the pandemic would make things exponentially worse, as millions of people lost not only their jobs, but their physical and financial health. Many were unable to connect with others and continue activities to keep themselves grounded. Alarming stats have been popping up across the country. 1 in 10 Americans reported seriously considering suicide, according to a CDC survey last June. And here in Wisconsin, Milwaukee County made headlines when its medical examiner reported suicides had risen from 3 in July to 23 in August.
We're moving through this collective trauma of the pandemic. I think people are being more open about how they may be struggling with anxiety, depression, substance use disorders.
Today, we were also reminded how fortunate we are to live in a place that prioritizes mental health. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi announced that the largest chunk of his 2022 budget proposal will go towards funding a center to help keep people struggling with their mental health out of the criminal justice system. We'll tell you more about that on our news ahead at 6. But for now, reporting in Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
The Fitchburg Police and Fire Commission is expected to make a hiring recommendation for the department's next police chief. Last month, the commission narrowed down its search to 2. Vic Siebenek, a police captain with Salt Lake City's police department, and Alfonso Morales, the former Milwaukee chief. The final recommendation was expected 2 weeks ago, but was postponed until today. Now, you might remember Morales was demoted last year in Milwaukee over his approval of the use of tear gas and pepper spray during the protest there. But a judge threw out his demotion. City council members then approved a $600,000 settlement. We'll let you know who the commission recommends by pushing updates out through our mobile app. You can download it today in your app store.
Well, the Brewers clinched the NL Central yesterday, and now the Milwaukee Bucks are helping them celebrate. Today, during a news conference, the Bucks owners say they're planning on having Brewers playoff watch parties in the Deer District. Game 1 of the National League Division Series will be Friday, October 8th, and the full schedule will be announced soon.
Still ahead at 5, at least 3 people are dead after a train derailment in Montana. Officials announced what happened moments before the train tipped over. Again, that's ahead at 5.
After a fourth-quarter meltdown to the Fighting Irish, the Badgers are looking to bounce back this weekend at home against Michigan. We'll hear from head coach Paul Chryst coming up tonight at 6.
And on Wall Street, mixed numbers to start the week. The Dow up 71, the Nasdaq off 78. The S&P falls a dozen. And we'll be right back.
Stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour. I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. When I met Dr. Ginniker and he introduced me to Power Swabs and I saw how effective they were and how easy they were to use, I knew we had to share it with the world. Power Swabs was clinically studied to whiten natural teeth as well as stain caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so effective, it works on stains caused by coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking. For those of you who have that one stained tooth that's darker than the rest, Power Swabs can target that area using swab precision.
I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
If you have yellowing between your teeth, if you have coffee or tea stains near your gum line, just snap, swab, and smile. And in each 5-minute application, you'll see whiter teeth. So stop whitening your smile the old-fashioned way with strips and trays that can take 30 minutes to an hour, and start using the Power Swabs 5-minute solution. Just snap, swab, and smile.
After just 7 days, the results were awesome. Power Swabs was easy to use every day, and each day I could see it better and better, and from beginning to end, it's definitely whiter. They look clean, they feel clean, and people have made comments about it, which is nice.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Order Power Swabs and receive up to 40% off the retail price. And as an added bonus, by ordering in response to this advertisement, get a free Power Swabs Quick Stick pen with your order. The Quick Stick pen is your on-the-go solution to help prevent stains from adhering to your teeth after drinking coffee, tea, or even after smoking. And in addition to saving up to 40% on your purchase and your free Quick Stick pen, get free shipping by ordering now. Dial the number on your screen or visit powerswabs.com today.
Tonight at 6, it's now being called a racetrack after multiple crashes on East Washington over the weekend, and residents are demanding answers.
Plus, DHS releases the state's suicide numbers today, while experts are surprised by the totals. That's tonight at 6. News 3 Now, WISC-TV, winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence.
We're excited about receiving this prestigious award.
Thank you for making News 3 Now, WISC-TV
your first choice for excellence.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
NTSB investigators are looking into the cause of a deadly Amtrak derailment in Montana over the weekend. At least 3 people were killed and dozens more injured in the accident, with some cars jumping off the tracks. The westbound train was on its way from Chicago to Seattle when it derailed near Joplin, Montana. It was carrying approximately 141 passengers and 17 crew.
The locomotive recorder has given us the speeds of somewhere between 75 and 78 miles per hour. The speed limit on this section of track for passenger trains is 79 miles per hour. We have experts that are studying the camera footage frame by frame to make sure that we see exactly what the engineer saw or maybe didn't see.
Investigators will also look at what led to the injuries and fatalities and whether seatbelts could have prevented them.
An Arizona family is calling for police to ramp up search efforts after their son disappeared 3 months ago. 24-year-old geologist Daniel Robinson vanished on his way home from work. His parents are frantic. Daniel's father, David, has been leading weekly search parties and pressing police for a more thorough investigation, like fingerprinting Daniel's Jeep. Losing faith in the force, David hired a private investigator, Jeff McGrath, back in July, who says the crash data does not add up.
The detective told him the vehicle rolled down the ravine. I looked at the photo. I said that vehicle never rolled. It got to the bottom and tipped on its side. That's all it did. So I can't rule out foul play. So I don't know how Buckeye can.
Buckeye police say they are taking another look at the crash data in the coming days with an expert, but still don't suspect foul play. Some critics of the police have suggested Daniel being a black man may have played a factor in their investigation. Buckeye police say race is not a factor. Meanwhile, the FBI continues its search for Brian Laundrie in Florida a day after going to his parents' home to collect personal items to help with DNA matching. Laundrie and his fiancée, Gabby Petito, were on a cross-country trip when she went missing. Laundrie returned home alone. Her body was found last week. The cause of death has not been disclosed, but authorities say it was a homicide.
Let's get a look at your certified most accurate weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has your forecast. Gary?
Well, we've got a pleasant spell of weather in store here. Today was a great day with temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. And 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Tomorrow, just a little bit cooler. High temperatures probably in the middle to upper 70s, but we're back into the 80s for both Wednesday and Thursday. A few places could be in the middle 80s, and we'll stay dry through Friday morning. You know, on Friday afternoon, there's a slight chance for a shower, maybe a little better chances for showers or perhaps even a thunderstorm over the weekend. That's a little bit of a change to the forecast we've had previously, but you can see on Doppler track right now, there is not a drop of rain anywhere across the upper Midwest, and future track precipitation through early Thursday morning shows Wisconsin completely dry. The next chances of rain developing out to the west probably won't be in here until Friday afternoon at the earliest. Meantime, Hurricane Sam, powerful Hurricane Sam, Category 3 hurricane, maximum sustained winds 120 miles per hour, moving to the northwest at 9 miles per hour. There's the Caribbean and the eastern islands there. But you can see it is forecast to strengthen into a Category 4 hurricane as it moves slowly to the northwest. The water is a little bit warmer in this part of the Atlantic Ocean and continues to maintain a major hurricane status as it passes just to the east of Bermuda. But the good news is then it starts to curve toward the north and northeast, and that should keep it off the U.S. East Coast by quite a distance. So other than some swells right along the coast, things should stay pretty quiet across the eastern part of the country from Sam as it stays out to sea. But while Sam is down there, there's a couple of areas of possible development in the central Atlantic Ocean, just off the coast of Africa, another system off the coast there, and then a system that was once Tropical Storm Peter still perhaps may regenerate into a tropical weather system over the next couple of days over the central Atlantic. This does not look like a fall weather map when you look at these temperatures. Right now, Madison at 78 degrees, but Des Moines is at 91. Look at all the 90s out to the west, all the way up into Montana and North Dakota. And on Weather Track, even though the upper level winds have become northwesterly here, at the surface, the winds are out of the south, and that continues to just warm things up. Plus the fact that there's hardly a cloud to be found through much of the northern part of the United States. That just allows what sun there is. And of course, now the sun is a little bit lower in the sky. We have fewer hours of daylight, but that's still enough to warm temperatures up into the 80s and 90s out to the west and 80s across our part of the Midwest. A system in the southwestern part of the country spinning around with some showers and a couple of thunderstorms. Out to the east, you can see some showers in New England, but much of the rest of the country is quiet. And this weather pattern is a stable one. It doesn't move very much. So if you're in an area where it's dry, it tends to stay dry. If you're in an area where there are some showers, they tend to continue over a couple of day period. Now, eventually that system may move far enough north to perhaps bring us some showers by the weekend, but it'll be a very slow process. This cold front came through this afternoon, shifting our winds around to the north and northeast. That'll drop temperatures a bit. Notice we're down to 78 in Madison, while Rockford is still at 89 degrees. But again, we'll see temperatures similar to this tomorrow, and then we're back in the 80s as we head toward the Wednesday and Thursday time period. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, just a little cooler than today with a high of 76. But we're back up to 82 on Wednesday and 80 on Thursday with dry weather. By Friday, a slight chance for a shower in the afternoon with a high of 77. Then we've added showers or perhaps even an isolated thunderstorm to the forecast Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Probably the best chances for rain would be in the Sunday, Monday time period, and then we're back to another dry period toward the end of next week with temperatures at or slightly above normal. As we check out first warning traffic, checking the Beltline right now, one delay in the westbound direction around Fish Hatchery Road, but it looks like one developing near the Badger interchange. A lot of construction still in the I-39 90 and the Beltline interchange there, but travel times on the Beltline right now just a couple minutes more than normal between University Avenue and the interstate. Beltline to Janesville on I-3990, it'll take you 26 minutes. US 12 Middleton to Sauk City is a 16-minute trip. Downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue, US 151, 17 minutes on that commute. That's your News 3 Now First Warning Traffic.
Gary, thank you. A key test vote in the Senate as a government shutdown looms. What's at stake? Ahead at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
How about poor Fred Wilson? What a shame. So soon after retiring. I hear his wife needed help with the funeral expenses. That's ridiculous. He had Social Security. When my brother died, his wife received a check from Social Security, all right, for $255. The funeral costs were well over $8,000. How on earth did she pay for it? Fortunately, my brother bought additional life insurance before he retired. I bet that cost a pretty penny, huh? Not with Colonial Penn. Coverage options start at just $9.95 a month. Well, less than 35 cents a day. I have it myself.
We both do.
Both of you?
That's right. Neither of us had to answer any health questions or take a physical exam. In fact, no one our age can be turned down for any health reason.
No one?
Nope.
Is this a plan that offers a lot of protection at first and then reduces it little by little each year? No. I've had this coverage for years. My benefit never decreases as I get older. Your rates go up every year, right? No, not at all.
Friends keep telling friends about guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. With this coverage, your premium never increases for any reason, and your benefit won't decrease simply because you grow older. Options start at just $9.95 a month. If you're age 50 to 85, you cannot be turned down because of your health. Colonial Penn specializes in protection for mature men and women. To find out more, call now.
Call now and you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. Call 1-800-797-8989 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-797-8989. There's no risk. That number again is 1-800-797-8989. 1-800-797-8989. Call now.
Finding the right ingredients for a healthy lifestyle can be tricky. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are here to help.
Our Time for Kids Recipe for Health experts use online conversations and on-air reports to answer your health questions.
So tell us, what topics would your family like to hear about? What questions do you have?
Use the handy feedback form on our Time for Kids page to share what matters most to your family's health. And together,
let's take time for kids.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
With the nation just days away from a possible shutdown, the Senate is expected to take the first step on a measure to prevent a lapse in funding.
But Republicans are vowing to block it over a provision to suspend the federal debt ceiling. Natalie Brand reports from Capitol Hill.
Almost a week after the House passed a measure to temporarily fund the government and suspend the federal debt limit, the Senate gets a turn with a key test vote Monday evening ahead of Friday's looming shutdown deadline.
It is never a good thing for the government to shut down, and that is why we are doing everything we can to prevent that from happening.
Republicans in the evenly divided Senate say they will only support a clean vote on the continuing resolution.
I am not going to be complicit to their reckless, irresponsible spending.
Congressional Republicans have called out Democrats over plans to spend trillions of dollars on their budget reconciliation bill and their opposition to raising the debt ceiling. But Democrats say the increase is about paying the debts the U.S. has already accumulated. Meanwhile, federal agencies are working on contingency plans for a possible shutdown.
We have federal employees in virtually every congressional district around the country, and we've urged them to contact their members of Congress.
Jacqueline Simon is the policy director for the American Federation of Government Employees. She says federal workers are not the only ones who suffer during a shutdown.
There are a lot of people who rely on government services, from veterans to the elderly and the disabled. There's a ripple effect, and it hurts the economy very severely.
The longest government shutdown in U.S. history lasted 35 days, from December 2018 to January 2019 under former President Donald Trump, affecting roughly 800,000 federal workers. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said public health agencies will be exempt from a possible shutdown. Meanwhile, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen has warned the U.S. could reach its borrowing limit to pay its debts sometime next month.
Stay with us for a final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Guys, do you suffer from erectile dysfunction? Now there's great news. Peak Performance for Men will help you regain your performance and confidence naturally. Peak Performance for Men uses an advanced form of acoustic wave therapy, clinically shown to open up and regrow blood vessels, restoring normal and natural functionability where it counts most. There are no needles, no surgery, and best of all, no pain. Call now and receive an ultrasound, your initial consultation, all for free, and over $300 value. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
No one has ever reinvented mattress shopping until now. The grand opening of Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've simplified, uncomplicated, and laid things out for you. Start with a quick rest match to pick your basic mattress type.
You love memory foam.
I really do. Then shop the information and rating system on each bed. Did you know you can get great back support with a soft feel? It's true, and easy to find. Mattress shopping, reinvented, only at Slumberland Furniture.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no,
the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Menards is your bathroom and plumbing headquarters. Complete your bathroom and kitchen update with over 300 Delta products at Menards. From faucets and shower heads to accessories and more, Delta has an array of traditional, transitional, and contemporary styles in a variety of finishes, including oil-rubbed bronze, matte black, spot shield stainless, and more. Build your dream kitchen and bathroom today with 11% off all Delta products right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Join Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 12th. Anytime Fitness gives you 24/7 support with expert coaching on all things fitness, nutrition, and everything in between. Now through October 12th, join for just $1. Visit anytimefitness.com today.
We're following breaking news tonight. Disgraced singer R. Kelly guilty on all counts of racketeering and sex trafficking, what it means for music's Me Too movement. Plus, have you heard about these overdose deaths soaring? Well, the DEA warning about counterfeit pain medications laced with meth and fentanyl. And Facebook reversal, why the social media giant is delaying plans to launch Instagram for kids. That's all coming up here on the CBS Evening News.
Let's go back to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Beautiful day out there. Take a look at the live view from the Edgewater Skycam and the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam. No clouds out there whatsoever. Temperatures right now, upper 70s in Madison, still lower 80s to the south, 70s to the northeast. Low tonight about 51, high tomorrow of about 76, and we're back to the 80s on Wednesday.
All right, Gary, thanks. CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.